Yeah, folks, another beautiful day here at the old headquarters of Farmitecture Land, and got a little surprise for you in a live trap. The surprise is that badger is smarter than I thought, and he's not gonna even buy this trap. So it looks like we got a plan B going on, and has some sardines in there. I guess he didn't like sardines. Actually, I think he's just a little bit too smart. So, looks like the next step is maybe to try what they call an ankle hold trap, I guess. So we'll catch up with you next time when I've got that set up and ready to go. The Department of Natural Resources has been a real big help with this. So, conservation officer brought this cage out for me, and he's gonna bring that ankle hold trap next. So, I'll give you an update when hopefully we catch him. And good news is I haven't lost any more chickens, or neither has my neighbor. But my neighbor only had 2 left after he got all of his. All but 2. So that's the good news. Okay, folks, I'll catch up with you next time. Well, folks, I'm gonna get some of these potatoes dug up, and you can see how the plant dies off there. It's ready to dig up, and I'm gonna can some of these tonight. So got my work cut out for me. It's already early evening, still pretty hot out here. But I'm gonna get some of these dug up and get working on it.
Sweetheart in the world, it's all for your safety that I'm leaving. Don't give your heart to a rambler, little girl.
folks, there we go. 15-20 plants, about a half a bushel. Nice size to fit in the canning jars. So yeah, looks like I got my work cut out for me this evening. Yeah, about enough there for a meal, I guess. Alright folks, I'll catch you in the canning room. Well folks, there it is. Potatoes are in the jars. I cook them, this is what I do. You look it up for yourselves, figure out what you want to do, but I cook them at 11 psi for 30 minutes in the canner. So, and here's what I do. How I prep the jars. Pack the potatoes, fill them with water. Put the lids on there. First heat the lids a little bit, wipe that top clean, put the ring on, tighten it down, and then put them in the canner. And then, like I said, 11 psi is what I do, but you should research what you want to do for yourselves for 30 minutes. That's how I do it. And might want to check with your, consult your physician on that, see what they recommend. Okay folks, catch up with you in a few. Well folks, got a little problem with the old Cub Cadet. Looks like I blew a bearing or something here on this pulley mowing deck, so I'm gonna have to tear this down, rebuild that. Yeah, I don't know if you can't really see it right now. I gotta take that cover off, but what I've got is another deck here. It's a 44-inch, I think. Just need to clean up these pulleys, and hopefully the belt that's on that one will work on this. And I can just swap it out and use this one, sharpen the blades maybe, and then actually I purchased a new, there's a spring, the spring goes here. It's like a belt tensioner. Pulled this off and lubed that up with some WD-40, got it turned pretty well again. Looks like a sealed bearing, so there's no grease fitting on that one. These ones all have grease fittings. But clean this thing up, put the new spring on, put it back on, and we'll get that thing going, and then I can work on the one that's on the old Cub Cadet now. Still have this one sitting here, haven't done anything to. Also have another deck that came with that one that I don't really want to part it out because I'd like to get it squared away, so when one breaks down, just slap another deck on, keep moving, and fix the one that I'm not using that's broken down. So alright folks, that's the old Cub Cadet deck projects. I've got more deck projects I got going, so we'll catch up with you next time. Well folks, this old pulley is just a little bit too trashed. It's rusted through and bent, so I'm gonna pull pulley off of the other one I got sitting over here, so it looks like I'll just have to use one for parts. That one's got some nice pulleys on it, that mower deck, and yeah, we'll just pull a few parts off of that one. Use this as the main, I guess the main deck. It's got a good wheel on it here. I have to pull the wheel off the other one for the other side, and the other mower deck has a dent in it, and I could easily straighten it probably, or knock the dent out of it where one of the blades is hitting it. Anyhow, alright folks, catch you later. Yeah, hey folks, it's old Farmitecture headquarters here out in the garden. Doing a little watering this morning before it gets too hot. Just thought I'd give you a little update on the garden. Just got done picking some pickles here, pickling cucumbers. They were getting a little too big, but they'll still do fine for my sun pickles. Got that 3-day in the sun pickles, the refrigerated dills. They're the crispiest pickle I've ever eaten. They stay crisp, but you can see I've got cucumber plants here going crazy, doing well. Over here I've got some my onions mixed in with some grass that I've been fighting all summer, but they're doing good. I'm going to start putting those up. And then check out these tomato plants. These are all volunteers. Last year I had my chickens grazing in here, and I'd toss them a tomato or two when I'd get a bad one, or one that wasn't, was overripe. And they ate them, and these tomatoes are doing better than the ones I started. Got my potatoes here, they're ready to be harvested. Probably this weekend. This area I've got some kale going, and then some spinach that's seeded out, and some other lettuce greens here. I put some water to them. I've been picking this, and it's been nice to have. Got some beets here, they're doing well. And then I'm starting to get carrots now too. These are all carrots in here. What else do I've got over here? I got some these radishes that are seeding out, but I've been tossing them to the chickens. They like to pick at them. And my arugula is going crazy here. That's flowering out. Got a couple cabbages I started from seed here. You can see I got a few weeds to take care of too, but as it goes, I've been just trying to keep up on everything. But these ones I just planted seeds just for kind of a test to see how they do. And a few of them came up, some of them didn't. Over here I've got my tomatoes that I started in the greenhouse. You can see they're not quite as bushy as the ones the chickens planted last year. It's amazing those ones are growing like they are, because I tilled this, plowed this soil, disked it, tilled it a number of times, and those seeds still take off. I got some cabbages here. They're looking okay. These I did start inside. The grasshoppers though, you can see some holes in the leaves. I had some crazy grasshoppers. The chickens finally got them all cleaned up, and I had a strip of grass close to the garden here that I since mowed. You can see the vineyard over here. The vines are growing well. I got to get some wire up though, so they can get their tentacles on the wire before winter. Another project. But yeah, I've got some nice looking tomatoes going here. And these ones I started in the greenhouse, and as well as those volunteers down there that, again, the chickens planted. A few cabbage plants. And I got some pumpkins going over here. Got a nice sized pumpkin going. A pumpkin or two in here. These are getting pretty good size already. A few more cucumber plants. Well, when these tomatoes set in, I'm going to have quite a few of them, but that's okay. I like to can them for spaghetti sauce. There's a couple more pumpkin plants. I got a couple melon plants over there on those hills. And then here I got some watermelon. Nice little ones. These are supposedly good for growing in the colder climates, but got some nice little ones going here. And turn them over so they don't. If I don't turn them over, they get soft, and sometimes you'll see an ant burrowing into them. So I try to roll them over here, and every once in a while. And you can see my garden hose is like Swiss cheese, but I got the sprinkler going over there. But I figured I'd put this hole onto the cucumber to get some nice water. These poor sunflowers are struggling. It's been really dry here, folks. But that's why I decided to do a little watering. Alright folks, that's about all from the old headquarters for an update. Had some sad news last weekend. My neighbor that takes care of my chickens, him and his wife were involved in a terrible car accident. She was killed instantly, so if you're praying folks, I'd just pray for, it'd be nice for you to pray for them. He's in critical condition, but they think he's gonna recover fully. He got thrown from the vehicle. Yeah, that's sad news, folks. I guess you just never know when it's your time. Best thing to do is make sure you're right with your maker. And okay, folks. So sorry to leave you with a sad note like that, but I'll catch up with you next time.